Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Timely Action Hour podcast. This is the show where we talk about everything from Star Wars to Superman and everything in between. My name is Aidan, and I hope that you're doing well today. And in this episode, I am going to be ranking the Star Wars films, and this is just my personal opinion, so feel free to disagree with me, but counting down from 15 to number 1, with 15 being my least favorite and number 1 being my all-time favorite. But, yeah, so, like I said, feel free to disagree with me in the comments section, and if you're new to my show, please subscribe, share this with your friends if they're interested in this sort of content, and you can also check out my YouTube channel, the National Timely Action Hour, where I do videos reviewing comic books and movies, etc., and you could also check out my social media profiles. I have a Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Blue Sky, Discord, and I believe that's it. And I also have a Patreon page and a merch store, so if you'd like to support this show financially, I would greatly appreciate that. But getting into this episode, at number 15, I have Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. This movie is my least favorite for a number of reasons, but mainly because of the story, and I just don't really enjoy it. At number 14, I have Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Again, don't like the story, and some of the performances are not good either, in my opinion. At number 13, I have The Mandalorian and Grogu. Not a fan of that. At number 12, I have Solo, A Star Wars Story. It had potential, but not a fan of that either. Then I have Episode 7, The Force Awakens. This is just a remake of the original Star Wars movie, and it's a poor one at that. Then I have Ewoks, The Battle for Endor. This was a TV movie made in the 80s, which was produced by George Lucas, but not a big fan of it. It's not really offensively bad, it's just, my personal taste. Then I have the Clone Wars animated film, and I thought it was decent. It's not the best movie, in my opinion, but it had some cool moments, and I liked a lot of the actors' performances. And it was the springboard for the 3D animated series, because there was already a 2D animated Clone Wars series, but this is the springboard for the 3D animated series. Then I have Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure. Again, the first TV movie, and again, inoffensive. It's just not very good in the sense that it's not what I was looking for, but it is family friendly and fun, and I do see its merits. Then I have Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, which is very good. It is very well directed, in my opinion, and I like the story, and the actors all do a great job, in my opinion. Then getting into the cream of the crop, the main series, if you will, I have Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. This movie is not as bad as people say, in my opinion. I do have some issues with it, but overall, it's a great movie, in my opinion. And it introduced a lot of concepts that are still used to this day, and it's just overall a decent film. Then I have Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Again, not as bad as people say. Again, I do have some issues with it, but those are very minor. But great story, great action, great performances from a lot of actors, and yeah, it's just a pretty good movie. Then at number 4, I have Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This is fantastic. It is definitely the best movie in the prequel trilogy, and everything about it is very enjoyable for me. Then at number 3, I have Episode 4, A New Hope. This was the first Star Wars film ever made, and it is amazing. And I really, really enjoy how it is a simple story, but it is very effective. And it changed the film industry forever. At number 2, I have Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. A lot of people say that this is their favorite, and I understand why, and I think that it is a great film. But at my number 1 choice, I have Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. This is incredible, in my opinion. It is by far my favorite Star Wars movie for a number of reasons, but I love the happy ending, and I love the emotional story that it tells, and it's just a fantastic film in my opinion. But again, feel free to disagree with me, but that is my ranking of the Star Wars films. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to this episode of the National Timely Action Hour podcast. Once again, my name is Aidan, and I sincerely hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.